Hello everyone, here is Julia and I'm having a ride with Shai. I'm now in Israel, in Tel Aviv and my mountain, and now we're going to the center to the concert. So I was looking for a ride and someone proposed me to have a ride with Shai. And while we're talking, I'm discovering that he is bringing the best soap in the world to Israel, the Dr Bronners. And as you know, I'm making soaps. I'm being so interested and started asking questions. And now I say I have to turn on the camera because this is too interesting. just to waste the story like this, it has to be shot. And Shai started telling me that the family, the Bronner family, is much more than just a business partners. There are people of the future, and the way they build their business, the way they create a story is just amazing and inspiring, and that's what we're doing here, inspiring each other. So, Shai, tell me, how did you meet the guys and your story? How did you get attracted to bringing
to the
Bronners to Israel?
First of all, I kind of identified the company a long time ago, and I even approached them in one exposition, but I saw that they were like many American companies, just concentrating on the American market. They didn't really know much about export and how to support export markets. And I had a small discussion, conversation there, and just saw that it wasn't ripe for anything. And years passed, and one day I'm coming back from Europe, and as I'm landing, my secretary is calling me again and again. So I'm calling her back and said, they're looking for you desperately from the, because it was a Thursday or something like that, Thursday evening, from the US Embassy. I said, okay, wow. I just came back. Let them call me next week. I mean, anyway, to cut the long story short, they came to Israel because they were looking for a distributor, and they met a few companies, and it just didn't click for them. And while walking in natural product stores, they saw our products, the way they are presented, and also they were in deep relationship with the cereal company that we bring, because they had the struggle together to have legalization of hemp in the US.
Oh, wow.
So
wait. At here, so you are saying that you have been producing soap yourself?
No. My company was already existing and marketing products, and some of them came from the US, so they could recognize it, and they said, we want to meet this company. Because after like 3 days of meeting, they weren't convinced yet whom they're gonna take. Like, they didn't feel they found the right partner. So we met. It took a few days. They even extended their stay because I said, sorry, I just came back. They wanted to meet me on Friday. I said, Sunday is there where we can meet. I'm going back to the family.
People work in Israel on Sundays.
Yeah. So we met in a Tel Aviv hotel on Sunday, and the rest is history. I mean, it took us about 15 minutes to understand that there is something big going to happen here, like friendship and doing together. And we launched the soap. This was, I think, in 2008, and we launched the soap in Israel in 2007. We launched the soap in 2008. We had an amazing celebration here. Their mother, for the grandfather, for Emmanuel Bronner, he's a mythological figure in the story. For him, he was a Jew that most of his family was murdered in the Holocaust, and for him, Israel was like something very, very special. His first soap that he did was in the colors of blue and white.
Whoa!
Because of the independence of Israel, and the family mythology is that he decided to start his own company and be independent in 48. He said, okay, the Jewish state started, it's my time for independence as well.
So do you know what did they use for creating the natural blue color?
What do you mean, on the labels? No, I'm talking about the label.
Okay,
the label was the first soap was mint. Until today it's blue and white, but it was in these colors of blue and white.
So Dr. Bronner's mint is in blue, and it's because of Israel?
Blue and white, yeah, like the fonts are in white and the rest is in blue. And yeah, this is at least the mythology.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so now you met them and you became partners, but then you met the second side of Dr. Bronners, which is much more than just soap.
As a matter of fact, I met this side as we met, because it's very unique people. People that their main interest is what we call in Hebrew tikkun olam. And this is something that passed through their grandfather. Their grandfather was a very interesting and charismatic figure, and influenced a lot the family. And they are really following his tradition, but in their own footsteps. Yeah. So the family has knowledge how to produce soap for already 160 years. So this is something that they knew, and there was this operation that was happening. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, they could produce or sell other things. The thing is their relationship with themselves, with their employers, with their suppliers, with the consumers, with Mother Nature. So this is really, I mean, and also since it's a philanthropic company, that all money that is not invested back in the company goes to philanthropy and to doing good.
So what is this quality of the relationship to life, to employees, to business, with these people that is different from normal?
First of all, can you think about many companies that are already quite big, yeah, and cannot maintain innocence and naivety, because it's like not the power of the matrix. Yeah, you can't win like that in the matrix. That still, and they are big already. Yeah, they are big, and they are growing double digit, like 30-40% per year. I think within 5 years they will cross the $1 billion line. And still, their logo is all one. Yeah, all one, and their logo is two hands holding each other in Mother Earth. You know, like so. I think this also portrays, and it's really this people that believe that we are all one, and that we all have to take care of each other in Mother Earth, and it comes to every aspect of the business and their own lives. So, and you see it as a real thing. It's not just to support their marketing, although, by the way, it helps a lot, and even they teach in some marketing strategies in the US, how this company, without investing one dime in advertising, and it's so well known. I mean, they get so much PR and so much exposure because of what they do and how they do it, and because of their really uniqueness.
And you said that the structure of the company is different, and that if the world will go on the way to itself, the future business would look like that.
If we want to have a future here as a human species, so the future companies will have to be something like that. By the way, profitable, very they know what they are doing. Yeah, it's not just but to take care of. I'm sorry that while we're because I have to navigate as you're doing it, so I'm.
Yep, sure.
So
there's a bunch of police.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It has to do with everything. So first of all, raw materials. Yeah, many companies, when they produce, they purchase raw materials. They don't know where they came from, how they came from, what kind of damage they did to fellow men, yeah, like exploitation or whatever, what kind of damage it did to Mother Earth. Here we're talking about complete knowledge of each and every raw material that is at the end, that is the product, where it comes from, how it comes from. And when it comes to Dr. Bronner, it's all organic and it's all fair trade. So he takes care of of the people involved and the ecosystem as well.
So they're basically creating growing projects in different countries.
Yes, well, David and Michael Bronner are running the company. They are the grandchildren of Emmanuel Bronner. That the doctor is. He wasn't a doctor, by the way, but everybody called him a doctor. He was a very colorful and charismatic, amazing guy.
Oh, wait. So Dr. Bronner is not doctor?
No, he didn't have a degree, and nobody's trying to hide it. Yeah, I mean, it's like, but everybody called him. It's like Dr. J. Yeah, in the basketball, they call him the doctor, but he wasn't a doctor. But he had an extreme knowledge about soap making that came from the family. And by the way, he left Germany in 1929. Another sister immigrated to Israel in the early 30s. And was part of the kibbutz Ein Gev. I was privileged enough to meet her. She died at the age of 94, 97 a few years ago. And another sister also went out. All the rest of the family were murdered by the Nazis. And it's very interesting because now the hub of Dr. Bronner in Europe is in Germany. That's another story. I mean, I told you 20 minutes is like just a very small tasting. So, and you see how we diverted from talking about David Bronner, that decided in 2003, if I remember correctly, that he wants all ingredients to be fair trade because they were and organic. Most of them were organic also before. But he started approaching fair trade organizations. They told him it will take like 5 years for the quantities that they need to work on a plan. So he said, 5 years? No, I'm not going to wait 5 years. And he started looking for it himself. And the first guy he encountered was somebody from Jenin that just came back after living in the US since he was 18, going back to Jenin. And he started creating there, I mean, with a down payment of Dr. Bronner, started what is called Canaan Fair Trade. And now 2,000 Palestinian families are selling their olive oil and other products to this. And then they created also in Sri Lanka for coconut oil and in Ghana for palm oil. Not the one that is killing the rainforests. We get this question a lot.
Yes, no. Yes.
It's all families that have their own small plots that they didn't even take care of them because they were too small to do anything with.
Wow.
So then when you take hundreds and thousands of such families and you give them the organic certification, a fair trade thing, and you make a processing plant, so you have already the customer that buys it all and is willing to pay the premium. Like for example, on all the coconut oil that we import to Israel from Serendipple, which is a daughter company of Dr. Bronners, we pay an 8% premium that goes into the local community. Yeah, but everybody gets paid well, not just paid well, is respected, comes to work with a smile on his face. So
sounds so natural.
Very natural. And by the way, this is why Dr. Bronner is growing double digit every year. I mean, because they're special, because there are enough people now on this planet, they know to appreciate quality, ethics, and when something is, you know, people are becoming more and more, at least I would say, people with awareness, people that are not walking while they're sleeping anymore, yeah, which is the consumer society that we see. But we need products as people, but we don't need to be consumers. So companies like Dr. Bronner really provide something that the people can relate to and can understand, and you know, the product itself, which is so unique and so good. Many people say it costs a lot, yeah, but this is just when you compare, if you compare value for money, it's the cheapest product you can find, because what you have inside. And
from my personal experience, I never bought because I make soaps myself, but my beloved loves Dr. Bronner. She loves the almond one that we cannot buy in Israel because apparently Israelis don't really like almond soap because it smells
but we
like
have
food.
10 fragrances out of 11 of Dr. Bronner. In the US they only market 8, so even have more fragrances than in the US. So.
Oh, that I didn't know. What else are they missing?
They miss also the green tea and the jasmine and sandalwood.
Oh, that's the best one.
Yeah.
One of the best ones. And my favorite is rose. And we have the bottle in the shower, and I think we have it for like a year.
Yeah, because it's very concentrated.
So
it's
so
2 to 3 times more concentrated than the others. I mean, than competitors.
Wow, that's so inspiring and amazing.
Yeah. So this week we just talked about the how do you call material, the supply chain. Yeah. But there is so much. Like, I'll just say a few things because anyway we are reaching there in 1 minute, and here I'll have to navigate through streets, so I will not be. I'm a man. I can't do two things.
Two things at the same time. Yeah, it's next level.
So there is a salary cap. The highest salary in the company cannot be more than 5 times the lowest salary in the company. A lot of other things that they do, but just to say that, to give this, it's enough to understand because what else? Because there is really so much. Well, all profits go into making the world a better place. All profits of the company that the company doesn't need for further investment. So what really they are looking for is self-expression, is to do, to love, to enjoy, to create, to change. This is what they want. They don't need more money. They have enough money. They are modest people, and they are doing very well, and they have enough. But this is not what drives them. And it's not just them. It's the whole family. It's like something very, very special. And now, really, I'm saying, and they are also saying that I'm part of the family. So many people. It's like it's growing circles. And always we thought that among people it can happen, but not among corporations. Dr. Bronner is a corporation already. It's a big company, but with an understanding and sensitivity of an individual, and competes with matrix companies and is doing very, very well. And I think this is the future. The future, I'm afraid, is not going to change through the current forces, political or economic, but through things that are happening outside of the matrix, but are competing with the matrix. So, and this is why more and more companies, and nowadays new companies that want to succeed can only succeed with the DNA of people like the Bronners, because otherwise how can you compete with multi-billion companies that always have more than you? If you think like them, act like them, they will always be stronger and smarter and with more experience. But this is yeah, you see, I already
missed it.
Yeah, we
missed the point almost.
So anyway, we can wrap it up for now. We can say it was take one, and
wow, this was a real surprise. So I'm getting a show and a concert, and I'm getting a beautiful story, and all of you as well. And thank you so much, Shai, for agreeing and doing it and sharing it. Very inspiring and motivating. And let's choose the right soap to wash our body and to vote with our dollars. And that's it for now. Love you.